Good morning. This is the Paradise Unicorn Priestess bringing you day 261 of A Course in Miracles, the Yin translation where we use female words. This would be September 18th if you're starting at the new year. Walking with Christ. An ancient lesson is not overcome by the opposing of the new and old. It is not vanquished that the truth be known, nor fought against to lose to truth's appeal. There is no battle that must be prepared, no time to be expended, and no plans that need be laid for bringing in the new. There is an ancient battle being waged against the truth, but truth does not respond. Who could be hurt in such a war unless she hurts herself? She has no enemy in truth. And can she be assailed by dreams? Let us review again what seems to stand between you and the truth of what you are. For there are steps in its relinquishment. The first is a decision that you make, but afterwards the truth is given you. You would establish truth, and by your wish you set two choices to be made each time you think you must decide on anything. Neither is true, nor are they different. Yet must we see them both before you can look past them to the one alternative that is a different choice. But not in dreams you made that this might be obscured to you. What you would choose between is not a choice, and gives but the illusion it is free. For it will have one outcome either way. Thus is it really not a choice at all. The leader and the follower emerge as separate roles, each seeming to possess advantages you would not want to lose. So in their fusion there appears to be the hope of satisfaction and of peace. You see yourself divided into both these roles, forever split between the two, and every friend or enemy becomes a means to help you save yourself from this. Perhaps you call it love. Perhaps you think it is murder justified at last. You hate the one you gave the leader's role when you would have it, and you hate as well her not assuming it at times you want to let the follower in you arise and give away the role of leadership. And this is what you made your sister for, and learned to think that this her purpose is. Unless she serves it, she has not fulfilled the function that was given her by you. And thus she merits death because she has no purpose and no usefulness to you. And what of her? What does she want of you? What could she want but what you want of her? Herein is life as easily as death. For what you choose as well for her. Two calls you make to her, as she to you. Between these two is choice, because from them there is a different outcome. If she be the leader or the follower, to you it matters not, for you have chosen death. But if she calls for death or calls for life, for hate or for forgiveness and for help, is not the same in outcome. Hear the one and you are separate from her and are lost. But hear the other and you join with her, and in your answer is salvation found. The voice you hear in her is but your own. What does she ask you for? And listen well, for she is asking what will come to you because you see an image of yourself and hear your voice requesting what you want. Before you answer, pause to think of this. The answer that I give my sister is what I am asking for, and what I learn of her is what I learn about myself. Then let us wait an instant and be still, forgetting everything we thought we heard, remembering how much we do not know. This sister neither leads nor follows us, but walks beside us on the selfsame road. She is like us, as near or far away from what we want as we will let her be. We make no gains she does not make with us, and we fall back if she does not advance. Take not her hand in anger, but in love, for in her progress do you count your own. And we go separately along the way unless you keep her safely by your side. because she is your equal in God's love. You will be saved from all appearances and answer to the Christ who calls to you. Be still and listen. Think not ancient thoughts. Forget the dismal lessons that you learned about this child of God who calls to you. Christ calls to all with equal tenderness, seeing no leaders and no followers, and hearing but one answer to them all, because she hears one voice. She cannot hear a different answer from the one she gave when God appointed her her only child. Be very still an instant. Come without all thought of what you ever learned before, and put aside all images you made. The old will fall away before the new, without your opposition or intent. There will be no attack upon the things you thought were precious and in need of care. There will be no assault upon your wish to hear a call that never has been made. Nothing will hurt you in this holy place, to which you come to listen silently and learn the truth of what you really want. No more than this will you be asked to learn, but as you hear it, you will understand you need but come away without the thoughts you did not want and that were never true. Forgive your sister all appearances that are but ancient lessons you have taught yourself about the sinfulness in you. Hear but her call for mercy and release from all the fearful images she holds of what she is and of what you must be. She is afraid to walk with you and thinks perhaps a bit behind, a bit ahead would be a safer place for her to be. Can you make progress if you think the same, advancing only when she would step back and falling back when she would go ahead? For so do you forget the journey's goal, which is but to decide to walk with her. So neither leads nor follows. Thus it is a way you go together, not alone. And in this choice is learning's outcome changed. For Christ has been reborn to both of you. An instant spent without your old ideas of who your great companion is and what she should be asking for will be enough to let this happen. And you will perceive her purpose is the same as yours. She asks for what you want and needs the same as you. It takes perhaps a different form in her, but it is not the form you answer to. She asks, and you receive, for you have come with but one purpose, that you learn you love your sister with a sister's love, and as a sister must her mother be the same as yours, as she is like yourself in truth. Together is your joint inheritance remembered and accepted by you both. Alone it is denied to both of you. Is it not clear that while you still insist on leading or on following, you think you walk alone with no one by your side? This is the road to nowhere, for the light cannot be given while you walk alone, and so you cannot see which way you go. And thus there is confusion and a sense of endless doubting as you stagger back and forward in the darkness and alone. Yet these are but appearances of what the journey is and how it must be made. For next to you is one who holds the light before you, so that every step is made in certainty and sureness of the road. A blindfold can indeed obscure your sight, but cannot make the way itself grow dark. And she who travels with you has the light. In today's text reading, we are shown a false dichotomy. A Course in Miracles seeks to teach us what is in actuality the same and what is in actuality different. And one of the things that it consistently teaches is that the illusion has what seems to be infinite choices of what's all the same thing. So this false dichotomy is a choice between two things that are the same thing, and the way to escape hell and slavery is to choose an alternative to the false dichotomy. So what is this false dichotomy? What are the two things that separation seems to always want us to choose between, which are actually the same thing? Well, it's whether we are the leader of our sister or whether we are the follower of our sister. And it says it doesn't matter which one we choose, we have chosen death when we choose either one. Either one that we choose, we will be utterly dissatisfied with, and we will want to switch places. We will find it unsatisfying, and it will not in any way help us to see our unity with our sister. It will keep the separation very alive and real to us. And thus we see there's no hierarchy in God. There's no hierarchy in oneness. And we cannot find salvation alone. And alone is how we feel when we are choosing between roles of leader and follower. We are being asked to learn to walk beside and to ever deepen our understanding of the oneness. But before the dichotomy is introduced, today's text reading talks about the battle being waged against truth and how we don't make any sort of progress in this battle. We don't make any movement towards understanding healing and oneness by participating in it in any way. It says that truth is not part of the battle at all. It's not even aware that the battle is going on. It doesn't respond to it. The battle's not real. And this text reading urges us to that state of open-mindedness, of forgetting all of our assumptions, remembering how much we do not understand anything, letting go of all preconceived notions and going into the silence and listening. There's that phrase from earlier in the course, I need do nothing. There's the concept that I've jokingly talked about being taking your ball and going home, refusing to participate in the battle, in the games being played. The course goes back and forth between the truth that there is just the dichotomy of the oneness, which is the only truth there is, and all of seeming physical reality being an illusion and not existing at all, but also taking a practical approach for how things look from our perspective, where we seem to be in time and there do seem to be gradations. It speaks of steps of relinquishment. It says that the first step in the relinquishment is to accept that we didn't make reality, and that means choosing the alternative, walking away from the battlefield, not participating in the battle, and not choosing between the false dichotomy that both lead to the same death. So, according to this text reading, this false dichotomy that we made between leader and follower is the reason we created our sister to begin with. When we created the separation, we wanted to create these hierarchies where some would lead, some would follow, and the roles would be flipped back and forth. It says that our creating of the role of leader and follower was so important to us that if our sister does not fulfill her role as we expect it to be fulfilled, we see her as worthy of death. Now remember, A Course in Miracles uses the word death to refer to anything that feels bad. Even mild depression, mild annoyance would be under the category of death. But it's definitely that animosity where we have these expectations that our sister fulfill our role that we assigned. And when it doesn't happen, we attack. We are dissatisfied. That attack may seem mild, but again, the Course says that even mild annoyance is just a thin veneer over murderous rage. It says it's all the same thing. It doesn't matter if it seems small. And A Course in Miracles repeatedly asks us to give up having expectations of our sister, to fill our roles and fill our expectations. Instead, we are to have that open-mindedness, let go of the past, let go of all our preconceived notions, and let love show us who our sister is. And we are told that when we do that, love reveals to us that our sister is our Savior and the very Christ herself, that we would join with joyfully, without hesitation. So after saying that it doesn't matter if we choose the role of leader or follower, either way we have chosen death, it also says that we have chosen that our sister wants that from us also. And so this is describing our sister as a mirror to us, that if we relinquish the choice, if we refuse the dichotomy and go with the alternative, it says that our sister will mirror that also. Why is it that our sister is our mirror? It says that the voice we hear in our sister is but our own. We are one. How many different ways does it have to say it before we really get it? It says, she is like us, as near or far away from what we want as we will let her be. We make no gains she does not make with us, and we fall back if she does not advance. This is definitely not worldly wisdom. In the world, we have the haves and the have-nots, and the haves seem to think that the more they amass and take out of the system, the better off they'll be, and they widen and widen the gap between the haves and the have-nots. But the logic of oneness says that you only hurt yourself when you do that. It says we go separately on our way unless we keep her safely by our side, and this makes me think of something we see in the Bible. Are we our sister's keeper? This was the question Cain used to respond to the voice of the Lord asking him, where is his brother that he had killed? He said, am I my brother's keeper? The implied answer is yes, always. As we treat our sister, so we are treated. As we are urged to listen in silence carefully without our preconceived notions, it says, think not ancient thoughts. Forget the dismal lessons that you learned about this child of God who calls to you. And it reminds us that we have projected onto our sister only that which we feel guilty of ourselves. The original separation that we think we did to shatter the child of God. This text reading speaks of our sister being wary of us, unsure if we are safe to walk beside. That our sister thinks that maybe walking a little ahead or a little behind might be safer. So we can reassure our sister that we are safe and keep her close, that we may both learn our oneness more thoroughly. It reminds us that our call to our sister and our sister's call to us may take different forms, but A Course in Miracles has always been consistent that form doesn't matter. Form is nothingness. It has nothing to do with content, and content is love. And the last part of the text that describes us walking blindfolded on the path, stumbling if we're alone, and how if we realize that our sister is beside us, reach out, take her hand with love, she has the light, is beautiful. We have another open-ended question to the universe to go with the next 10 lessons. What is the body? The body is a fence the child of God imagines she has built to separate parts of herself from other parts. It is within this fence she thinks she lives, to die as it decays and crumbles. For within this fence she thinks that she is safe from love. Identifying with her safety, she regards herself as what her safety is. How else could she be certain she remains within the body, keeping love outside? The body will not stay, yet this she sees as double safety, for the child of God's impermanence is proof her fences work, and do the task her mind assigns to them. For if her oneness still remained untouched, who could attack and who could be attacked? Who could be victor? Who could be her prey? Who could be victim? Who the murderer? And if she did not die, what proof is there that God's eternal child can be destroyed? The body is a dream. Like other dreams, it sometimes seems to picture happiness, but can quite suddenly revert to fear where every dream is born. For only love creates in truth, and truth can never fear. Made to be fearful must the body serve the purpose given it. But we can change the purpose that the body will obey by changing what we think that it is for. The body is the means by which God's child returns to sanity. Though it was made to fence her into hell without escape, yet has the goal of heaven been exchanged for the pursuit of hell. The child of God extends her hand to reach her sister and to help her walk along the road with her. Now is the body holy. Now it serves to heal the mind that it was made to kill. You will identify with what you think will make you safe. Whatever it may be, you will believe that it is one with you. Your safety lies in truth and not in lies. Love is your safety. Fear does not exist. Identify with love and you are safe. Identify with love and you are home. Identify with love and find yourself. This answer to the open-ended question of what is the body is a very strong demonstration of how the Holy Spirit can turn everything that the separate self made for destructive purposes into a holy purpose, as long as it is used for love. It says, now is the body holy, now it serves to heal the mind it was made to kill, and that the body is the means by which God's child returns to sanity. But the fact that it was made to fence off and keep separate and protect the separate identity from merging into oneness, that terrifying love that would have us lose our separate, unique, special selves and become one again, oh, so scary to the ego. It delighted in the idea that other bodies were weak because that created the possibility of being victor over them. I've referenced several times the old Highlander series from TV, where there were these immortal beings that fought to the death. They had to behead each other with these special swords. And when they killed another immortal in this fashion, they would take their energy for themselves in this big spiritual orgasm. And the catchphrase was, there can be only one. The idea being, even if there were temporary alliances and romantic love affairs between the immortals, it was unstable. It couldn't last. Eventually, they would all have to kill each other with only one remaining. That is the ego's fever dream. The idea that it can kill off every other separate self and be the last one standing, or dominate them to the point of eradicating their sovereignty, their free will, their ability to choose. Love is our safety. Identify with love and you are safe, it says. All right, lesson 261. God is my refuge and security. I will identify with what I think is refuge and security. I will behold myself where I perceive my strength, and think I live within the citadel where I am safe and cannot be attacked. Let me today seek not security in danger, nor attempt to find my peace in murderous attack. I live in God. In her I find my refuge and my strength. In her is my identity. In her is everlasting peace, and only there will I remember who I really am. Let me not seek for idols. I would come, my mother, home to you today. I choose to be as you created me, and find the child whom you created as myself. That is our lesson for the day. Happy practicing!